Hey everyone in the mediocre. I'm moving all over the place today. I am actually at a networking event today, but I still wanted to show up for a Thought Leader Thursday with our amazing friend Alicia. And so she will be popping on soon. And I'm so excited because we are going to be talking about ecstatic dance. And ecstatic dance, also we call it e-dance, is one of the most powerful and transformative experiences that I have ever had. And I wish I could do it every weekend, but it's only one time a month. And I love it. I love it so much. And I can't wait to share all about my testimony. And I haven't been doing a lot of Facebook Lives because sometimes people have trouble getting on the screen and Facebook will,
Yay!
but we did it. Oh my
Yay!
gosh. Magnificent,
Yay!
beautiful being. Look at you.
Yeah.
Happy
Happy
Thursday. So everyone,
Thursday!
yes, everyone in the Mediocre to Magical Academy, I want you to meet my amazing, just fantastic in all of the ways, my dear friend, Alicia. Alicia,
Hi.
what do you prefer that people call you? Alicia or Lily?
I don't have a preference. I definitely respond to a lot of different names. I'm one of those people with many aliases. So, yes, my professional name is Alicia Nicole, but I do go by Lily, and that's been a nickname since childhood. So,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I love it. You know what? You can tell so much about your personality with everything that's behind you. Everything, all of the colors in your hair. And you guys, this is why I'm so excited to bring her on here as a thought leader in our community. She does many things. And today we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're definitely going to talk about the ecstatic dance because, as I said in the title, you are the queen of ecstatic dance. I know you have a partner, and we'll mention him too because he's the king of it. But I found out about this amazing modality in a way, and it has completely changed my life. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being here. Would you mind
Yes.
sharing with our audience who you are and what you do?
Yes, I would absolutely love to. Can I just grab my water really quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Stay
Okay, hold on
hydrated,
one
sister.
second.
And hey, friends, I see Paula, you're on here. I'm so glad that you're hopping on. This is so amazing. And I'm going to share, again, my testimony with Ecstatic Dance. It's only one time a month in Reno, but Ecstatic Dance is actually all over the community, which is really amazing. Oh, there she is. Look at that hair. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to get some greenery behind me. So yes, if people definitely dive in. Again, Alicia does lots of things. So tell us all the things.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, I'm Alicia, aka Lili Lala, and I'm here to talk to you today about ecstatic dance. So for those of you who don't know, ecstatic dance is a community gathering for self-expression. So we come together to explore the connection to ourselves and to others in a safe and fun, substance-free, judgment-free space. So super, super fun. For me personally, I believe that I was divinely guided to this practice, coming from a childhood of deep self-loathing, disconnection, disembodiment. Ecstatic dance offered me an opportunity to move my body in connection to music, which has always been medicine for me, but also give me the outlet to begin to shed those layers of that disconnection, of that self-loathing, of that fear, of that insecurity, all the layers of the story. And so for me, the first time I experienced it, it was profound. And I began seeking it out whenever I would travel outside of the area because it wasn't being offered here in Reno. Then in the summer of 2016, me and a friend, Sebastian Elcano, who I currently co-produce Ecstatic Dance Reno with, we decided that if we wanted ecstatic dance here, we were going to have to be the ones to do it. And it's been a beautiful journey the last 3 years, stepping into that facilitator role. Sebastian and I did Donna Carroll's first ecstatic dance leadership training, actually. Donna Carroll is one of the spearheads for the ecstatic dance movement. And her and Tyler Blank were the ones to bring ecstatic dance from Hawaii to Oakland, where they still currently have the largest and longest running ecstatic dance here in the States. So
Wow.
it was really special, really inspiring, and really just helped us light the fire to actually making this a reality and making it happen.
Absolutely. So how did you bring it to Reno? Like, obviously this is a great idea and like you're in love with it. How did you actually like make it happen? Because it's huge. How many people were at the last Ecstatic Dance?
Well, I think we had about 80 something people.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So we are,
that's huge.
yeah, it's been a journey the last 3 years. We are still pushing up to our milestone. We just, for the first time, hit our milestone of 100 dancers, and that was really, really exciting. And we intend to, make that our baseline because our vision is very big. So yeah, it's a beautiful gift.
I love it. And so you just decided, you partnered with Sebastian, and now here it is with 100 dancers
Yeah. Well,
gathering in
with
one
three
place.
years, with 3 years of sweat equity and financial equity, like from Sebastian and I, and a lot of hard work and commitment. But it is something that both him and I feel so like we were chosen for, and
Yeah.
and yeah, just so honored to be able to offer that medicine to our hometown. So yeah, we're in it for
I
the long
love,
haul, and our commitment comes through, I think.
oh my gosh, freaking 100 million%. And I love that you talk about it as being medicine and the shedding of the self-loathing and things like that. So let's talk a little about, if you guys don't know what ecstatic dance is, um, I feel like even if they were to look it up online, nothing could really, no words could really fully describe it. It's one that you have to experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll definitely share my testimony as well because it's been so life changing for me. Just as Alicia mentioned, like it really, really is. And so, how would you describe ecstatic dance to someone if they're like, wait, what do? You get in a room with 100 people and you just move your body? Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Not keeping anything from you, but that's so true. And that it's hard for people to conceptualize without experiencing it. But then the way that our fears and uh, kind of discomforts, uncertainties work, like that keeps us from showing up because we don't know what to expect. So that is a huge
Right.
challenge that we have to work with of how do we get people to show up despite all of these fears and things that do arise that are totally valid. So, what you can expect coming to an ecstatic dance, one is just to be welcomed unconditionally. Yeah,
Unconditionally. Yeah.
we strive to create a container where all of you is welcome and accepted. And we're proud to welcome all ages, genders, sizes, races, beliefs, sexual orientations. All of that just gets stripped away really at the door in our pursuit of deeper connection and this movement practice. Um,
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was really nervous at first, my first ecstatic
Mm-hmm.
dance, and honestly, I've only been to two and maybe three, but I
Mm-hmm.
know for sure I'm thinking of
Yeah.
two. And the first one I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, what is it going to be? And it was, of course, so welcoming and peaceful and just this room with like a giant pulse of wisdom and love and that
Mm-hmm.
unconditional love that you don't find anywhere else. And so I brought my daughter the first time and she loved it, absolutely loved it. Yeah, and you just go in there and you're free and you move your body however you want to. And I love it because like in the modern world, I guess, in our 3D version of our world, it's like, oh, do I have something hanging out? Or do I look funny when I'm dancing that
Mm-hmm.
way? And like there are no cameras that are allowed at ecstatic dance, which is why I think it creates a little bit of the mystery. But I like that because I get to be fully who I am and I get to witness other people exactly as they are. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really even watching other
Yeah.
people. It's more this appreciation
Mm-hmm.
of them. Like, I see you, I love you. And I had this really powerful experience with
Mm-hmm.
someone who I had like a disagreement with, and I wasn't holding a grudge, but I was kind of holding a grudge with this person, and I saw them at ecstatic dance, and I was in such a place of like freedom, and just my heart was so wide open. It's like the most wide open it could be. I saw her and just poured myself around her, and I was like, hello.
Yay.
And it was so healing for me, and I didn't even realize what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in the world I walk around with this like ego guard on, and I didn't have that at all when I was dancing. It literally, just like you said, it shed that. And then I was like, what just happened? Did I just release one of the biggest things that I had been holding on to? Heck yes, I
Yay,
did. Through the
you!
connection. Oh my gosh, it was so life changing. But through the connection of music, which is huge, and also the connection of um, just dance and movement. And as a psychic, I really focus on helping people release that trapped energy in their space, the energy and the emotion. If we don't release it, it's got to go somewhere, right? And so by
Exactly.
dancing and just like the movement of my hips and the stomping of my feet and the flicking of my hands and of my hair, like every time I'm like, the next day I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I really released a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You feel
Because
it. It's good
my
exercise. Yeah.
you totally do. But it's so remarkably healing. And that was one of the experiences. And the other one, oh, this is so beautiful and juicy and delicious in all of the ways. I love the setup. So we have like a sacred circle and kind of in the beginning to set the intention and the tone and go over the ground rules. And then the times that I've gone, there's an altar. And the altar is different and beautiful and unique each time. And the one that we had this last weekend, or yeah, last month, there were a beautiful altar, and you got to write down something that you wanted to release and then leave it at the altar. And there were multiple yoga mats that you can rest on or meditate on. And so I was laying there and I was like, what do I want to release? And it's like, I'm going to release that through the dancing, but what came through is you are ready for a resurgence. And I grabbed a pen and I wrote it on my forearm, and I'll drop the picture below. And I
Yay.
just looked at it and I was like, it was almost like I wrote it and it channeled through me, because I was like, oh, damn, I just wrote on my wrist.
Yeah.
And I wrote resurgence. And as I was laying there, it was the resurgence of that woman inside. I don't need to create a new version of me, create anything. Fucking set her free.
Yeah.
Let that resurgence begin. And then I was dancing, dancing, dancing. And then at one point I was dancing so hard, my heart was beating really hard. This is right after I had, written that on my wrist. So I kneeled down kind of towards the corner of the room and I put my hands over my heart, and I can feel her beating just so loud. And I was like, there she is. There you are. And I feel like I go through life sometimes, and I know a lot of people do. And yes, our heart is beating and it's functioning, and we are living life and we are functioning, but we're not living full out. And I feel like I've been living this subtle heartbeat in a way. And so when I felt her, and I felt her live her passion and purpose, like in that heartbeat, it was just so profound for me. And I was like, this is the resurgence. This is the time for me to let go of those small-minded, those egoic things, and to rise up. And I felt it in my body. We take our heart for granted. We wouldn't know we had a heart unless somebody told us. We forget it's there most of the
Yeah.
time, right? And so in that dance opportunity and being able to just be so free, I had cleared so much. I had so much clarity. I healed so much. That's from a single dance experience, you guys. Like, this is not, oh, we're going to take a little ballet class or
Yeah.
like go to the club. It is healing. And we're tapping into the collective consciousness of everyone as well who has that same vibe, who wants to do the
Everyone
same
going
thing.
through that in
And
their
I,
own, in their own bodies and their own
yes.
spirits. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And I just like give myself chills thinking about that, because I needed that reminder. Even now, as I say it, I feel like I need and recognize that reminder. And the other thing is, like, I love dancer. Like, I'm dancing. I've been a professional dancer before. But like, I'm like, I don't know where to go to dance. Like, I would go to the club or something, and then it's just kind of hypersexualized. And then people are like, oh my gosh, look at her dancing. You know what I mean? It's this weird energy. But when we're at ecstatic dance, it's not. It's open and it's loving, and it's also a safe place for me to bring my 4-year-old daughter, and she just loves it. She totally gets into the vibe and breaks through her own blocks as well. The first time I brought her and I started just dancing all wild, she goes
Like, who
like,
are
Mom?
you? Yeah.
I had space to spread out, and then I felt her get into it. And how often do we step into a social situation and we immediately have our blocks up, just like I witnessed in Presley, just like I witnessed in myself. But when you let him go, that's when you get to set her free and be exactly who you are. And so I just
Yeah.
obviously think the world of ecstatic dance, like,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
good.
well, thank you, girl. And I remember that moment of, Presley just kind of looking at you like, what is she doing? What's going on? But by you stepping into that space of yourself, you gave her permission to then be free and let go. And it was such a beautiful thing to watch, for sure.
And then she was running around all
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
She's like, I'm free.
So kind of going,
And it's safe.
go ahead. Okay.
Oh, I was like, it was just safe. It's
Oh,
a safe
yeah.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing about that, the container is so important. And like you were saying, it is in contrast to a club environment where you may be able to go dance at. And one of the main primary differences is that it's a substance-free space. There is no drugs or alcohol there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
without that energy of the alcohol, it does help to create a safe and sober container for people to express themselves and to be held and to be witnessed in a way that's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not being swirled up and convoluted with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to go back to what you were asking about, kind of what to expect, you know. So it's like, okay, you've heard about it, you've stepped out of your fears and insecurities or doubts or discomfort, and you show up, right? So, and then what do you expect after? So after we open up sacred space, we have professional
Mm-hmm.
DJs that are trained to take you on a journey with the music. This journey starts out slow as you awaken and warm up into your body, and then reaches a peak. And then we come back down after dancing for 2.5 hours and close with a sound healing meditation as an integration together as a group. So yeah, so good. So the
So good.
whole experience offers an opportunity to dive into yourself at your own pace and in any way that you want. You know, you mentioned the altar. The altar is available. We have body work, massage available as well,
Oh, right.
and big open space for you to do and to be, or just to feel. And if anything, it's just an opportunity to have some fun and get your body moving. Yeah. One thing I
Oh,
also
it's
wanted to
so
touch
good.
on, yeah, is that something that I also think is kind of misunderstood is that, or keeps people from it. You know, you mentioned being a professional dancer. So when you hear dance, you're not intimidated by that. A lot of people are intimidated by dance, and just like to let people know there is no choreography, there's no instruction.
Right.
You don't need to be a dancer. You don't need to have any experience. This is literally just come in, let the music move you, connect to yourself through the music. Maybe it's not even through the music that's inspiring you, but the music is the guide, so to speak, for you to be with yourself and with other people. So yeah, no experience required. You got this. There's nothing to fear because the whole practice is about stepping out of your fear. So so it's all perfect.
My friend Angelina, she was there with us last time, and she's so funny. She said, Ashley, your spirit animal is the gazelle. She's like,
Oh,
because
I see that.
she's like, and then I was like, show me, like, imitate me. And she was just like leaping around and like her arms. I wish I could show you, but I'm holding up my phone. But just like flailing about and just leaping and twirling, like just being free like a child would, you know, if you think about it. And when I saw her impression of me, like in the most loving way, I laughed so hard because again, it's like, there she is. If I
Yeah.
were to do that in the streets,
Yeah. Looney bin.
it would be like, yeah, exactly. They're like loony bin. But when I'm there, it's safe. So yeah, I want to encourage you, you guys, if you just want to stand there and wiggle your body, you can do that. If you want to leap around or twirl or pound something, okay, by that I mean like stomping your feet or like stomping the
Yeah.
ground, like this very kind of like tribal. Sometimes I get into that too, depending on the beat. No choreography. Thank you so much for bringing
Yeah.
that up because you're totally right. And no one's really looking. Again, it's appreciating,
Yeah.
which is really, really powerful. And
Yeah.
then the closing circle. I think that all of it is powerful, but one of the most powerful things after the sound healing is that ending circle. Do you want to share about that? And then I'm gonna share after because I
Yeah.
just love how you do that.
Yeah, totally. So another aspect of this safe and also what we call sacred container is these elements that, yeah, make it more than just a sober dance party. And we do close together as a group in a closing circle, where we open up to heart shares and allow people to just express anything that's on their head or their heart that needs to be heard or witnessed. And that can be a really, really beautiful opportunity after the dance, after we've all blasted ourselves and our hearts wide open. Yeah,
And
and
it
to
was
create
so,
closure as well.
absolutely, it was
Yeah.
so powerful too, because you don't realize how many people are there because we're all intermingled. But then when we got to see how big the circle was, it was like this ultimate, like everyone sitting knee to knee,
Yeah.
just so connected. Yes, like breathing together. everyone is kind of like,
Yeah.
after dancing so hard. But it was like, wow, my people, my community, like my loves. I just felt so,
Yeah.
I belonged. And I don't know if Ellie Holbrook is still on here, but she just did a Facebook Live yesterday about the difference between fitting in and belonging. And you belong when it comes to ecstatic dance. And I love
Yeah.
that circle. And I will say, like, we have the best facilitator and you, facilitators, and
Yeah.
you and Sebastian. I loved how you ran the group and how she said, like, you said something like, if you don't feel comfortable, like, you can come to us. If you feel, you know what I mean? Like, you were so, it's not strict, it's loving, but you have boundaries and healthy boundaries that keep us safe and protected and keep and hold that container.
Yeah.
And I just love that because I
Thank
I know
you.
I can bring there. I know I myself there. I can bring my friends there. I can bring my daughter there, and we are going to be safe. Oh my gosh, Grace says, I think I'm going to go, girl. I will drive you.
Yes. Come. Yeah. Yeah.
I will drive you and take your friends. And, or yeah, invite them. I will load up my car.
Yes.
It's small, but I have a trunk. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Carpools are great.
But that sacred circle, at the recent one, there was a girl who shared this really beautiful, just heart-opening story. And I don't know what happened, but there was a group of us just like went into the circle and held her. And again, this is community. This is where you belong. But at the same time, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to spend 2 hours in kumbaya. It's like efficient, but it's also the most healing thing ever. I just mind blown. And also during the sound healing, I laid down. That's something else. Is you get to honor and hear what your body wants because there's no talking. It's almost like a silent retreat just through dance and movement. So you get to find out what does your body want. And so during the sound healing, I wasn't with the crowd. I was over by the altar actually, and I was laying there. And my friend Angelina came and laid next to me, and then she just reached over and held my hand. And in that moment, like I wanted to cry because I was like, oh, I can almost feel it right now. Because in this world, when we can feel so alone and feel like, man, the struggle is real or whatever it is, like I was
Yeah.
laying there and my community was there with me. I could feel the heartbeat of everybody like in unison. And then she held my hand and it was just like, you are never alone. You are so divinely supported. So thank you for
Yep.
this like beautiful container where people can hear and receive those messages and experience their own resurgence. And oh my gosh, it was so important for me to get you on here today because the world needs to know Alicia, the world needs to know Sebastian, and the world definitely needs to know Ecstatic Dance.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
what are some new things that you or some big things, big plans that you have for Ecstatic Dance in 2020? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
just like a few months away.
Right? I know. Well, our long-term vision is to really have our dance serving a more vast and diverse population of the community as a spearhead towards the transformational or the vibrational transformation of Reno at large. So, Reno is undergoing its own rebirth, and we
Oh
re-
yeah.
we really, ecstatic dance is an outlet for people to come together and to do their own healing, which ultimately heals the community as well. And yeah, just hoping to grow that grand vision, which is why we're so excited about our new venue, Acro Enso, because we actually have space for 300 dancers to come and dance with us. So really putting it out to everyone, like, all are welcome. Please come dance with us and help not only transform your own self, your own heart, your own body, but the Reno community as well.
So good. And Grace asks, when is the next one? October 13th.
So our next dance is October 13th. Right now we are second Sundays. So the second Sunday is every month at 7 p.m. at Acro Enso.
Beautiful. And I will say, so the first time I went to Acro Enzo, I had to park kind of far away because there were so many cars. And as I was walking down, like, because I parked far away, as I was walking, there were so many people like dressed, like it was like very hippie and flowing. And as I was walking, like all these people were getting out of their cars. And it was almost like eerie because I was like, oh, and everyone is like, let's go to Ecstatic Dance.
Yay!
And I was just wanted to give everybody a big hug. And I was like, hi, are you here for Ecstatic Dance too? Because I was new. I was just hoping I was going to be in the right space,
Yeah.
And it was just, again, like community. Oh, I love it so much. So, yeah, and then 7 to 9, right?
7 to 10 p.m.
Or 7 to 10.
Yeah. So
And what's the cost for that?
So it's $20 at the door. We do sell a limited amount of tickets online in advance for 15. And yeah, 7 p.m. we start the dance. We dance for 2.5 hours, and then the sound healing, and then closing circle, and we wrap everything up and get you out of there by 10.
Beautiful. And you started doing it like an opening circle a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah, so we switched things up a little bit, and instead of doing our opening circle right at 7, we are doing our opening circle at 6:50. So if you are new, please come at 6:50 to be a part of our opening circle, where we open up sacred space and go over the guidelines. It's also great just for everyone and anyone who wants to be there to open up sacred space and to drop into the intention as we, embark on that journey together. So just starting it a little bit before
Yeah.
7, just so the dance journey can be 7 to 9:30, like exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is all around the world, right?
Yeah.
Ecstatic
Ecstatic Dance
dances.
is a global movement, and Sebastian and I just offer the one here in Reno. Yeah, it's a beautiful,
So
beautiful
we will
movement. It's
definitely.
changing the world.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, obviously, can you guys tell? Um, like even just for my own stories, like I can't say enough about it. So we'll drop the links above and below with all of the details to where you can connect with Alicia, where you can connect with the page. Where is the best place if somebody, because a lot of people in the group, they don't live even in the country. So how can they find out about something that's going on in their community?
Well, I would just say, Google ecstatic dance with your region or your city's like name on it and see what you can find. There's usually like something going on, at least close, because just in the last couple of years that we've started, the movement has really, really blown up. So it is happening all over, and just blessing this ecstatic dance container and all the things that make it, give it the integrity that it is as it continues to grow, because it is powerful and potent medicine as it is designed to be. And then for us specifically,
Beautiful.
you can find us and all the information about our upcoming events and any more details, or connect with us personally here on Facebook, Ecstatic Dance Reno. We also have a community group page, Ecstatic Dance Reno Community, where our community members can share their offerings and connect and communicate with each other. You can also follow us on Instagram at Ecstatic Dance Reno. And like I said, or come dance with us every second Sunday at Acro Enso at 7 p.m.
Love it
Yeah.
so much. And again, if you guys have any questions, if you're in Reno, well, connect with me anyways. But if you're certainly in Reno, again, we will carpool. If you are hesitant, like I will be there with you,
Yeah.
I will take whoever, and I'm sure Alicia will too, because I was kind of nervous. And I'm like, I don't know. Like that's a big group of people, but it's the most powerful and freeing experience ever. So thank you, Alicia, so much for being here and
Oh,
sharing your gift and
yes.
this medicine. Do you have
Yeah.
any last words of wisdom that you would
Yeah.
like to share with our audience to help them elevate their life from mediocre to magical?
Whew. Well, um, I would say dance. Seriously, though, even if it's when no one is watching, find a way to get your body moving dynamically. It is so important. Study after study continues to come out about dance, about the benefits for your health, for your happiness, for your brain and cognitive function as you continue to age, for keeping your body healthy as you continue to age. The benefits of dance are vast, and we store emotional and physical tension in our bodies, and by moving dynamically, we allow ourselves to tap into that stagnation in those areas that are blocked, and it's just so beneficial on so many levels. So that would be some advice, and I guess some words of wisdom would be, just never let fear hold you back from stepping out of your comfort zone, from saying the thing, from doing the thing. It is such a liberating and rewarding way to live, by saying yes. When that fear comes knocking, and you stand up and you say, nope, I got this. Like, beautiful doors and
Yeah.
opportunities open up for you, and so beautiful to live without regret. So much love to you
I love
all.
that.
Looking forward to dancing with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sophia commented, she said she went to Ecstatic Dance in Reno and it was absolutely amazing. I loved it so
Yay!
much. So we
Yay!
know that you guys will too. Wonderful. Yes, thank you again. I'm so happy we got to spend some time here
Yes,
today
me
on
too. Thank you
Facebook
so much
Live.
for having me.
Absolutely. And to anyone watching, again, all the information will be dropped below or above, and you'll be able to find it connected to this video. So we love you so
Yes.
much. Wishing you an amazing day full of amazing things, and we'll see you next time.
Blessings.
All right, bye.
Bye.